Work was awful today. One of the lads from the yard didn't come in. He'd been off last week, but said he felt better on Friday, so he'll be in today. We hadn't heard from him, so I rang him to give him a bollocking. His wife answered. Said he died last night. COVID. He'd moved to Australia 10 years ago and set up his own business, building houses. Then his mum had a stroke and he came back to care for her. Gave up his whole life there to live back here. She was so disabled, he did everything for her, and I mean everything. Then last year they ran out of money, so she had to go into care so he could get a job. That's when he started working for us. He was a good worker, kept himself to himself, always did a good job. I probably knew him better than the others. We'd go to the gym for an hour most nights after our work and then for a pint. I admired him. He'd come from a council estate and worked hard to get a good education. His dad died when he was a kid and his mum had never worked, so she needed him to start earning as soon as he could get a job. He worked as a labourer and then studied after work and at weekends until he got his degree. Engineering, I think. Anyway, he'd started his new life and was doing well, sending money home and that. Then she got ill and he sold up and came home. Never moaned about it, just did what he had to do for his mum. I like that. All the money he made went on her care and he started his life from scratch. When I came off the phone to his missus, I told the other two lads on site and we just got on with our jobs. There's normally 6 of us, but with COVID and the lack of work, there's only 4 now. Well, 3 I guess. I normally finish work at 5 p.m. and then head straight to the gym with Ray. That's what I needed today, but that wasn't an option with them all being shut. Couldn't even go for a pint, so I just went home. I was exhausted. I just needed her to back off a bit. I needed one night of not being nagged. But it's not possible for her though. All day she sits at home. She won't even go shopping now, so there's never anything in the fridge. And she's always drunk when I get back. I know she thinks she's hiding it from me, but I can smell it on her. And she slurs her words. And the big giveaway is the empty bottle of Pinot in the recycling bin. I opened the door and took my boots off. Even before I'd started to unzip my jacket, I could hear her shouting from the lounge something about not leaving my boots in the middle of the hall. I didn't reply. There was no need to. I went upstairs for a shower. I could hear her laughing. She was on the phone to her mates. That's the only time the miserable May cracks a smile. I spent ages in the shower thinking about Ray. Thinking about how quickly he died. What would his mum do now? Last time he and I spoke about her, she was losing it and lashing out at her carers. They often had to call him to calm her down. Only Ray could do that. Who would do it now? Who would tell her where she was? I finished in the shower and went downstairs. I could still hear cackling in the front room, so I walked past the open door and into the kitchen. I checked the fridge, virtually empty, just bendy spring onions, and a half-eaten tin of beans, and a pint of milk. I found a warm beer in the cupboard and opened that. I just stood, back to the door, leaning on the kitchen counter. Then she came in. I didn't hear her at first, so I don't know how long she was there. I think she must have been talking at me, but I sort of didn't hear. She was trying to get my attention, I guess. I turned and looked at her. We stood staring at each other for a while, and then I realised her mouth was moving. She was ranting. I honestly could not tell you one word of what she said to me. It went on for ages. I could see her face getting more and more angry. In my head, I was ranting back at her, asking why was it up to me to earn all the money and pay the rent and keep up with all the bills? Why was it okay for her to sit at home all day drinking? No words came out. I just stood staring at her, absorbing all the punches she threw at me. It was over in seconds. I felt it rising in me, but it was over before I could stop it. As I looked at her laying on the floor, clutching her face, crying and curled up, she looked like a little child. I lay down on the floor next to her and wrapped my arms around her, and I promised her I would never ever lay a finger on her again. Ever.